Hello everyone, welcome back to the Traxion YouTube channel and welcome to Winton Motor Raceway, where we're going to be doing the iRacing Touring Car Challenge track guide. So today we're going to be driving around the club layout of the circuit, which is only 1.2 miles long, tight, twisty, a little bit of a nightmare. Now if you've followed my track guides before, you'll know that they are not a place for hot laps. It's a slow, methodical approach to learn the circuit where I talk about my braking markers, my reference points and the little quirks that each circuit has. So as usual, I will show you a flying lap in full, then we'll jump in the car, do a few laps and show you those braking markers and reference points in action. Then at the end we'll talk about pit exit, pit entry and where I think you might be able to overtake here at Winton Motor Raceway. So enough talking, let's get on track. So here we are then on the main start-finish straight here at the club version of Winton Motor Raceway. So as usual, we've set the sim time to match the official series. So it's the 19th of March 2022 and the time in the sim is 1:40 p.m. We're also using the iRacing sprint setup, which is what is used in the official series. And track temperature right now is 47 degrees, exactly the same as it was in the flying lap that you've just seen. And also brake bias, we are going down to 45.5. I've tried higher, I've tried lower. I think 45.5 works well. Now this is a really, really tricky combination, the touring cars and Winton Motor Raceway. There are a couple of places where you need to stay off the curbs. You can go a little bit quicker if you go over the curbs, but it's all about risk versus reward. And if you get it wrong, at best you're going to have a bad lap. At worst, you're either going to be on the grass or into the wall. So, turn one, we're going to be approaching turn one in fourth gear. We're going to be on the left-hand side of the circuit. And we're going to be braking just before the 50 board. And we're going to be going down to third gear, then down to second gear. We're going to trail brake to the apex. And then we're going to get on the accelerator at the apex, let the car run all the way out wide, use all of this curb on exit, and a little piece of this green AstroTurf as well, just run right across that. At this point, it's going to be a short shift to third gear for this next right-hander, and we're going to cut this right-hander a little bit off the gas, and then get on the gas at the apex and let the car run all the way out wide. Up to third, then up to fourth, move the car over to the right-hand side to open up this left, and we're going to turn in, and you can see where the curb on the left-hand side has got some rubber marks on there. It's rubbered in, so we're going to be braking just at that, just a very, very slight amount of brake, just to get the weight of the car to the front. The car will run wide. Leave it in fourth gear, and we're going to hook up this second apex. Really, really, really important to hook up this second apex, a late apex, because this is one of the curbs on the right-hand side we want to avoid. Now, you can go across this curb, but the car does bounce around a bit and jump, and it just makes the entry to the next turn a little bit unsettled. So I try and stay off this curb if I can. Maybe I'll brush the tyres on the red and white curb, but no more than that. The car will run out wide, and we're going to be on the brakes, late apex, all the way down to first gear, nice and tight on exit, and get on the accelerator, up to second gear. The same here, there's two ways you can take this turn. You can either hold on a really nice tight line all the way around, or you can drop it in a little bit deeper and hook up the second apex. Either way is fine. and then back down to first for this right-hander. Again, similar story. You can either hold a nice tight line all the way around, or you can apex it quite late just to get a better run up this straight. So we're up to 4th gear down here. We're not going to use any more than 4 gears this week. And we're going to be braking here just at the end of the curb on the left-hand side, just where it goes onto the long circuit there. We're just going to be braking there down to 3rd gear. And it's really important that we're patient here and get a really, really late apex on this right-hander, because we need to open up the left. Now, this turn here, this right-hander, dictates what kind of line you take through the final turn. So it's really important that we apex this one quite late, get the car over to the right-hand side of the circuit. It's going to be 3rd gear, and then just lift, and then get on the gas. Now, this is one of the curbs that you can cut. If you've done those previous 2 turns correctly, you can cut this curb flat out. The car will run wide. You can use the curb on exit. This curb here, not the one to the left. Don't go on the red and white curbs which are on the bank. Nothing good can come of that. You will end up looking at the sky. And that's a lap, a really, really quick, short lap. So we'll pick up the pace a little bit now. So here we're going to be in 4th gear, and we're going to be going down to 2nd gear. Get on the gas at the apex, let the car run out wide, up to 3rd, and then we're going to be braking and then cutting this curb and get on the gas at the apex, let the car run all the way out wide, up to 4th. And we're going to turn in, look for the rubbered part of the curb there. So we're going to be braking nice and patient, late apex for this left, which opens up this right, and then we're going to let the car run out wide. We're going to be on the brakes down to 1st gear, apex this one quite late. Get on the gas, up to 2nd. And then again, there's 2 ways you can take this. Nice and tight all the way around, if you wish. And down to 1st. Again, you can hold a nice tight line around here if you wish. I like to drop it in a little bit deeper and apex that one later. So up to 4th gear. We're going to be braking just at the end of the curb on the left-hand side. We're going to be down to 3rd gear. Be really patient. Apex this one really late. And then again, we're just going to be patient round here. And then we can cut this curb here. And let the car run all the way out wide. Right, we'll start to pick up the pace a little bit now. So down 2 gears, down to 2nd gear, trail brake to the apex, and get on the accelerator, up to 3rd. Then we're going to trail brake a little bit, then get on the gas at the apex. You can cut that one a tiny bit. Be careful though, you will get slowed down if you cut it too much. So we're braking at the rubbered section there, nice and patient. Just play with the throttle and brake just to get it where you want to be. We're going to be braking all the way down into 1st gear. And the accelerator up to 2nd. Do your alternate line, so apex this one quite late. And the same with this one. Apex this one quite late. You get on the gas. If you're in 1st gear, you've just got to give it partial throttle on corner exit until you get into 2nd. So braking at the curb on the left. Nice and patient round here. Apex it really late. Same with this one. And then you can get on the gas, cut this curb, let the car run all the way out wide. There we go. That's a nice steady lap. 1 minute point 146. Actually, not a bad lap that one actually for me. And that was my optimal lap for this session. So it doesn't really get any better than that. So just bear in mind those curbs that I told you to avoid. You can take them, do a bit of practice, try cutting the curbs, but you'll see what I mean. It just makes the car really, really unbalanced. Right, let's have a look at pit entry and pit exit. So we'll talk about pit entry first of all. Now this has got to be the shortest pit lane on iRacing. So it's just as you come out of the final turn, and it's just there on the right hand side. Now you can see the broken white line there. So that's where we approach. And as soon as you enter this area here, you want to be hard on the brakes and put your pit limiter on. So 56 kilometers an hour. It's a really, really narrow pit entry as well. So be careful of the tyres. Pit lane is very, very short. So again, the only thing you need to be careful of here, when you release the pit limiter at the green cone, you're going to be accelerating. But as soon as you do accelerate, well, it puts you right at the turning point for turn number 1. So you just need to keep an eye on your relative. If there are people coming around to lap you, just yield, just back off. Just be very, very careful because that is going to be quite problematic. So pit exit is a bit of a nightmare. Right, where do I think we're going to be able to overtake? Difficult one because I've never ever raced here. So overtaking here is not going to be easy. And because I've never raced here, especially in the touring cars, I've no idea where it's going to happen. So we're just going to have a drive round for the lap, and I'll try and think of what I think might happen and where we might be able to get an overtake done. So we're going to assume that people are going to defend. If not, we're going to go up the inside just as usual and get the inside line. So turn number 1. I don't think you'll be able to hold it round the outside here. Maybe you're going to have to trust the person that you're racing with. If somebody defends, you might be able to. And if you do hold it round the outside line here, then you're in a great position to get an overtake done around this long left. So maybe round the outside turns 1 and 2. You're not going to hold an outside line around this long left-hander. There's really not much grip on the outside. So, yeah, I can't see anything getting done here. A similar story on here. Maybe a lunge up the inside here. But if you haven't got the inside line for this tight right, then you can forget about it. It's not going to happen. Same with this turn here. Again, you might be able to hold an outside line around here. Maybe. It might be a possibility, and if you can hold the outside line there, then you can get an overtake done here. If somebody's defending here, then you're going to have to just drop deep and then try and get a really good exit out of here and make them defend into this section. Now, this is probably where I think I would be more likely to overtake. So, ideally, you want to get a really good run out of that tight right there, make them defend, and we're going to take the outside line around here. I think we're probably going to get an overtake done, not this turn, but on the final turn. So holding the nice wide outside line around here. Yes, we're going to be compromised a little bit on the inside, but we can take a little bit of curb. But we're going to have a much better run out of the final turn than they are if they're defending. And hopefully we can just get our nose in front going into turn number 1. It's not going to be easy. That's where I think it might happen. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So there we go. That's the club version of Winton Motor Raceway done. Please let me know down below in the comments how you get on. What were your times before the guide and what were your times after? Did I help? Did I cover everything that you wanted to be covered in a track guide? As always, thank you for watching. Good luck. Keep it pinned.